Welcome to this week's Q&A. Hello to all the Australian expats wherever you are around the world. I hope everything's going very well for you. Today's question is again a very relevant one, and it was asked by a gentleman in London who said, how can I lock in today's low interest rate before my loan even settles? So, great question. You know, someone's gone to auction, perhaps not physically, but they've bought a property at auction, and typically, depending on which state it's in Australia, it may take 6 weeks for that property to settle. So there's this lag period between when you purchase something, i.e. sign a contract for a property, and the actual settlement date when that loan comes into effect. And it's often not perhaps something that should be thought about, but in this particular instance, it may be pretty important in terms of locking in today's interest rates. And the reason I say that is because we've been hearing a fair bit more news and chatter about what's going to happen at the end of this month. If most of you recall, last year in March 2020, the Reserve Bank of Australia put in place a term funding facility for $200 billion and upgraded that twice in the course of the period between then and now, and that's basically giving the banks a facility to borrow 3-year funds currently at 0.1% interest. So that's designed to keep stimulating the economy, in creating employment, making things grow, which has actually happened very well. And that's why it's important now, because that $200 billion TFF expires on June 30. And the consensus of opinion, and I agree with this, is that that will probably end, and then the RBA may look at a form of more flexible QE, or quantitative easing. In other words, they'll continue potentially to buy the same amount of bonds from the government, $5 billion or so a week, but they're going to do that in a more flexible manner, so that can be adjusted more rapidly due to new data coming out as perhaps employment grows and unemployment rates come down, and they'll look at inflation numbers, etc. So a lot of that means that many of our clients, our thinking clients, are now thinking that perhaps rates might go up. So, and I agree with that. As I've said over the last 2 months, we're at the bottom of this current cycle in interest rates, I believe. And we've already seen some minor adjustment from the banks, but basically for owner-occupier home loans. So that's take perhaps a little bit of the heat out of that market, but that will filter through, in my opinion. So if things do change, we might see a bit of a sharpish move potentially coming up in particularly 3-year fixed rates. So how can I lock into these rates right now? It's actually very simple. Most banks and most lenders offer what's known as a rate lock. And typically speaking, that generally means you pay about 0.1% to lock in today's rate prior to settlement. So let's say you're taking $1 million loan, that would mean there'd be a cost of $1,000, and you know that whatever the rate is, let's say it's 2.29%, you'll be able to get that when your loan settles in 6 weeks, as that rate lock will continue, generally speaking, for a period of 90 days. Now, it's important to remember that you still need to think about whether a fixed rate loan is the right thing for you. You need to understand there are lots of perhaps pitfalls and shortcomings with that. You may have to pay break costs if you need to get out of that fixed rate loan. So this is general, but it's in answer to this person's question about what do I do physically? How do I potentially protect my upside from getting this lower rate loan if things should move? And there's no guarantee they will. Everybody knows we don't have a crystal ball when it comes to interest rates, but it does seem to make pretty good sense to me to take the sort of prudent view, if you like, and it's a little bit of insurance. So that's basically the whole way of doing this. Some banks may charge you just a flat dollar fee, but it's irrelevant as long as you know what you're doing, and then you can allow your banker or your mortgage broker or the person facilitating your loan to do that on your behalf. It'll be very interesting to see what does happen over the next couple of weeks, because there's still actually quite a bit of facility left available in this TFF, and I think it'll probably all get drawn down as the banks seek to avail themselves of basically this free money to lend out and continue to stimulate employment in the economy. And I think it'll be probably a situation where we look back in a couple of months' time and say, yep, perhaps that was the bottom of that rate cycle. And if it wasn't, you know, it's always hard to pick a bottom and generally not that relevant. So it's more about what we're going to do with what's available for us right now. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week for next week's Q&A. And if anyone has any queries for us or questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and get in touch. I'm Andrew Unterweger from Wise Guru. All the very best to you.